Josh, thanks for coming on. This is a Fort Duffield preview. So, first of all, kind of give background. Josh, the organizer for the Bluegrass Cup, um, Bluegrass Cup as a whole. There's running, XC and Enduro, and it's growing and growing. So, Josh, thanks for coming on. Thanks for doing this, kind of previewing the races coming up this weekend. Definitely want to get into the format and the stages and everything. But from last year for Duffield to this year, actually, let me back up one second. Third year of the Bluegrass Cup of all the events you have. Second year of Fort Duffield. Is that correct?
Correct. Yep.
Yep. All right. So going from last year to this year with Fort Duffield, anything you've changed in the racing format? I know course is going to change, but what about anything else?
So we added XC. We did not have cross country last year, so XC is new for this year. And aside from a couple of course changes and stuff like that, not much. Some housekeeping notes here and there of start times. Nothing much has changed though. It's still going to be classic, rough and steep and punchy Duffield.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. So Saturday starts the XC. Is there anything Friday for anybody who shows up early, or is it kind of just hangout type thing?
Hang out, ride. I was out earlier this week and there's about 30 people out pre-riding XC and Enduro just from all over the state. So that was awesome to see. So Friday is just going to be a hangout ride day, get some early laps in. We won't, let everyone know what the mystery stage is until Friday night when it gets dark. So, everybody else will be riding all the courses besides that. But yeah, it's just chill. People can pick up their packets later that day, but there's no need to if you're, not going to be pushed for time Saturday or Sunday.
Okay. And all right, so for the XC side, what time's kickoff? And go ahead.
8:30 in the morning Saturday. First races. We'll be running XC races until probably about 1 to 2 when everyone should finish up.
Okay. And what kind of format, or will it be like so much a big loop of like so many miles, or how I guess that's kind of how it has to be a little bit, right?
Yeah. So if you know Duffield, there's not a lot of mileage there, and all of the mileage, no matter which trail you go on, is straight up or straight down in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So we have just under a 4-mile loop. It's like 3.92, I think is what Strava said for the loop. So it's going to be very XCO style format with, a very active course in a short distance. And that's what this is. It's so tight. So, the single track is so closed in a lot of spots. We're starting them going up a paved road, which is very steep, and then turning them into the trail. And that'll save some distance off the first lap. But that lets everyone get spread out going into the single track. And then that goes up and turns into like a grass field for a little bit. That'll let people pass them more before really kind of like falling into, the pecking order and going through the race. But yeah, loop format, pros are doing 4 laps. It's 656, I think, feet per lap in that 3.9 miles. Open's doing 3, and party lappers and some of the junior riders are going to be doing 2. So it's definitely a pretty tough race to open up the season with, but there's no easy route at Duffield for XC. I mean, it's just not an option there.
Cool. Yeah, you kind of answered my question. I was going to ask, where's the technical part and where's the passing part? You've kind of mentioned the passing. Where is it? Do you see people will have kind of, pick a certain line, or whereabouts?
Yeah, definitely. So there's a couple spots that are really easy to like spin out on a route while climbing, like a little punch, like, up from a ditch or something, and just come off your pedals. There's one 180 turn that, without moving trees and machine work, likely, that can't get wider. So very likely that you'll have to put off your inside foot, pull your bike around, and then get back on the pedals and head straight up a climb. It's very old school, like all the XC courses, all hand cut, trails that have been here for ages, very tight, hiking, vibe trails essentially. There's some technical rock gardens that you'll climb up. There's a couple creek crossing places you'll splash. And then you're also rewarded with some great downhills with like technical route sections and berms and everything that you're going to want out there. It's not nearly as technical as the enduro race, of course, but there are some places that'll make you think, or should make you think for sure.
Do you have? Is there a stage or a part of the for both races that will be incorporated, like part of it?
Yeah, so stage 2 of the enduro and the ending bit of the XC loop is nearly all the same.
Okay.
So you'll cut out about a third or so of the trail from what the enduro stage is for the XC, but and that ends basically right down in the parking lot. So you get this awesome, fun, very fast and fun downhill to end the XC lap on before heading out for the next one or whenever the race wraps up. There's a few other spots that parallel and overlap in a couple areas, and there's a couple areas that XC is going up and enduro's coming down and stuff like that. So yeah, it's and there's a million other options too for XC that I wish we could have used, but with trying to keep some enduro stages open and like trying to have some practice going on for them in the morning while XC still going on, we decided to skip out on those and not like fully shut everything down for the whole XC race.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's cool, man.
Mhm.
All right. So, what's your kind of expectations as a whole for the XC side?
Yeah, so I'd say we'll have around 100 there. So I've not looked at the exact numbers, broken down yet. But people that are from Louisville, know Duffield, know that it's going to be a hard XC. It's also one of those like nostalgic places where there used to be races handfuls of years ago that variety of locals have put on over the years. So like going back to like a place where a lot of people cut their teeth is very well worth it, and they're excited for that. I think that for the most part, the people that are from out of town are going to be like, wow, I couldn't believe that Kentucky delivered this much of a punch right outside of Louisville. Because you go up on the ridge at Duffield and you look over, the cliff, and it's just dead flat for
Hmm.
everywhere. It's like this is its little own like spot, it's like plateau that like pitches up from the Ohio and Salt Rivers. And it's got some punch to it. So it's really cool that, we're getting to bring back an XC and that we have an enduro there because the enduro is it's kind of what those trails were built for, but they were built for it before enduro was even a thing. So it's it's going to be good.
Uh, this is kind of off topic a little bit. If you weren't the organizer and putting this whole thing on, would you race XC and enduro?
Yeah, I probably would. I mean, I race more enduro than XC, but knowing the route and having spent a lot of time on the route and like I go there and ride. It's only an hour and a half from me where I live, so it's a worthwhile place to go ride if I'm just
Yeah.
wanting to get out of town to ride somewhere different. So yeah, you know it's worth the hurt, I guess you could say. You know.
Do you think you'll have some XC guys doing enduro and vice versa?
Yeah, there's definitely some overlap. We have that at other events like Sugar Camp and stuff where we do a XC and Enduro, and there's definitely some overlap. Um, you won't have like it won't be like 50% of the field or anything like that, but it'll be a handful of riders for sure.
And are you doing a point system, kind of like how you did last year? Is that kind of the same thing? Carry your points on and on.
Yeah, so for the cross country, we'll do a point system again. The pro leaders for men and women will get a leaders jersey after this weekend, provided by Radco Cycling Apparel, which is based here in Kentucky.
Yeah,
Um,
sweet
so
jersey.
that's Yeah, thanks. I'm excited about them. I can't wait to see them out there. So that's one of the cool things about a upgrade for this year's season is like the pro and pro male, pro female will have a jersey. Kind of show your top of the top, right? And we will be doing points to where you take 3 races plus finals. So you have to be at Sugar Camp for it to count towards the overall. If you don't go to Sugar Camp, you're excluded from the overall. there's a handful of people that made the overall podium last year, but didn't go to sugar camp. And, I don't like having empty overall podiums at the
Yeah.
end of the year. It's not fun to say the least. So that's the change. Our 12-hour, our 6-hour, and some short track events, those are going to be like bonus point events. It won't be one of the three, but it'll be a bonus point in addition to your best three races.
Cool.
So
Um, is there another bike raffle this year?
there is.
All right, sweet. How'd that go last year? Were they? I never followed through or saw that the person pretty pumped about it.
Yeah, Sarah Duffy won it. Faithful racer of ours. Got to take it home, and you know, I hope to see it out at their trail this weekend. I really do. We've got another KHS this year, and if you're going to want to see which bike it is, you're just going to have to come race to see.
Oh, I like it. Yeah,
Yep.
leave them hanging.
Oh yeah.
All right, so after the race on Saturday, to kind of hang out, do what you want um, until Sunday. Kind of meant that I should have added this at the beginning. Is there camping at Fort Duffield, or where if people want to camp all weekend?
There's camping in West Point. We're working with the city on the location. Water's high, so that kind of changes things because it's over by the river. So we should know more about that on Thursday afternoon for what's going to be the best direction and what the city's going to allow us to do. Um, you know, if you're wanting to camp at a very developed place like a real campground, Otter Creek is just up the road. Highly recommend doing that. Because you're just parked in a field at Duffield. If
Yeah,
either of the options that they're working on us with, we'll have porta potties wherever they say we can use, but that's you're in a field, you're in a
cool.
mode field with some maybe some gravel here and there. But yeah, Otter Creek's a better experience for sure if you're wanting to camp and then drive in that next day.
I
Mhm.
gotcha. Cool. All right, so Sunday you got the enduro. What time does that kick off?
We're going to start people at 10. We have people launching in waves based on like category size. That way we don't have like long bottleneck waiting at the top of the trails. There will be at some point, and there will be by the end of the day, like, that bottleneck kind of feeling. It's just going to happen when you have short climbs and, a tight trail system and guys that like to hang out and talk and chit chat at the top of a stage. So,
Hmm.
that'll be part of it. But you've got plenty of time to get your runs done before, we look to try to cut things off, and we'll have food trucks there. So, when you do get done, you can grab some food and then hang out and watch your buddies finish up.
All right, so how many stages do you have for this?
Yeah, we've got 6 stages.
All right.
Mhm.
So what stages, let's just say you bonk on a stage. Let's just say stage one you bonk or
Mhm.
you go OTB. What stage is kind of like, all right, stage whatever is kind of would be a good redemption type stage.
Yeah. So stage 3, if you really put the power down, which is the flow line, you can make up some time there.
Okay.
If you just pedal like crazy, you can make some time up there. Stage 4, which is the hiking trail, um, it's a bit different of a trail, and it's really easy to lose speed there. So if you have a really good run on stage 4, you can make up some time there. Now, I guess you could say like stage 1, it's easy, but it's really easy to also like get stuck in a corner and like have to e-brake it and regain all your speed.
Hmm.
There's definitely a lot of spots to where you can just blow off the edge of the trail because it's tight and narrow and not be able to recover it quickly because it is so punchy here. Um, so so yeah, if you have any hiccups, you got to put the power down. Consistency is key here because it's so easy to make a mistake.
Yeah. Okay. So if you don't mind, you kind of already alluded to it. Let's kind of run through his stages. You said one's not too bad. Anything technical through that towards the end?
Um, Not really. A couple like, rooty and tight turns and like fast turn that's kind of flat and like you got to really
Mhm.
hold your bike in line with it. But yeah, stage 1's pretty easy. Just easy to mess up. Same as last year. If you raced last year, it's the same exact stage, just faster this year. Much, much faster with just the amount of traffic the place has been getting. Stage 2, same as last year. A little bit of changes on that. The log drop at the top that starts, that thing rotted out. So it's gone. So it's a smaller drop to start you out, which a lot of people I think will enjoy because it's, especially if you're a smaller rider, I think it was awkward to kind of carry speed and get going over. And then the big left-hand berm towards the bottom is built up, and you can really rail that thing now. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of speed through that area. So good improvements there, but still, tight at the bottom. There's a couple more rollers at the bottom, so it's like a double section to the finish line. Yeah, it's pretty slick. It's good.
So after 2 to 3, or which transition is probably like the longest climb, or is it kind of like redundant a little bit for each stage?
It's pretty redundant. So we're given the option to go up the road if you want to go straight up the road, which a lot of people like, which we had last year because of the way we have the courses. But this year we're shortening stage 3. So stage 3 last year went yellow trail all the way to the parking lot. So flow line, then onto the old yellow trail, which came to the parking lot. We're stopping it this year at the flow line. So it's much shorter. And that allows us to climb up yellow trail and then hit what we call locally as Bruce's return, which is like the flow trail climb. And that's a way easier climb than going straight up the road. It might be a slight bit longer, but not by much. You can go that way to get to every stage, or you can go up the road every stage. It's really up to the rider and what they want to do. Like the e-bikers, they're probably going to go straight up the road because it's way quicker and you're not really phased by it as far as an e-bike goes. Everybody else will probably want to pedal the trail.
Okay. I meant to say that I know Sugar Camp last year was an e-bike class, so this will be the first full season with an e-bike class. How did that go at Sugar Camp last year? How did that turn out?
Man, e-bikes are awesome. We're seeing more and more people coming to race the e-bike categories. We have a lot of people doing both e-bike and like open category. So they're going to just smash all their laps real quick on the e-bike and then come get their acoustic and then, start from there and double up. So it's pretty easy to, you can probably make it through the whole course on an e-bike in like an hour. So,
Okay.
mhm.
All right. So stage 3 you mentioned. Stage 4.
Hiking trail, same as last year, won't be open until Saturday morning, so don't be on it until then. But yeah, it's just rough, raw, hard to stay in some of the lines, because it's not ridden any other like rest of the year. It's blocked off. It's got some gates on it now, so yeah, that'll be the fun for that one. A lot of people struggled with it last year,
Okay.
just because it is hard to race fast.
Yeah. Okay. I'll keep going. I got some questions. All right. Stage 5.
Stage 5, that's the new one. So if you
This
don't
one.
release this until Friday night, I'll tell you about it.
Yeah, I won't release it. You already told me what time.
Right. All right. So stage 5 is going to be a rake and ride trail from the cemetery,
Okay.
and it will go down into the red trail, which goes over by the quarry. So it's going to kind of, Derek Fetko has been working on it with us. He's got the idea for it. We're going to dig it in Thursday and Friday, and it's going to be super tight, like crazy tight, like have to like stop and like twist your hips and like punch around a tree a couple times, like very like French, like, old school enduro tight. But completely rake and ride, like weed whacker, and then go back through and just rake it out of the way. And that's the trail.
Wow.
We'll have it taped and we'll have it marked and all that stuff, but then it merges into like a little rock garden and a fast shoot and then comes back out. It's going to be hard to ride. It's going to change a lot. It's going to get broken in. If it's a bit moist, it'll probably rut up in a couple of the berms, or we'll try to help them rut up. I think it'll be a lot of people's favorite thing to ride and like, practice. But yeah, you won't get to ride that until Saturday afternoon after XC finishes up. That will open up. So no
Okay.
bikes on it until then.
Yeah, I got some buddies coming down. I think they're just gonna just go for it on Sunday. I was kind of like, all right.
You know, it's doable to do that. There's nothing
Yeah.
like so scary that's like you couldn't like, do that. And honestly, if you're wanting to put in a bigger day, you could definitely wake up early on Sunday, get a pre-ride in, and then show up
Yeah.
and race at 10. So that's completely doable. You'll tire yourself out, but it is doable.
Yeah. Stage 6.
Stage 6, same as last year, solemn. It's got some upgrades as far as like rerouted rocks and rerouted lines and some berms and like small things like that. But in a sense, it's still how it was. So yeah.
On the recent post, the guy jumping the like downhill rock garden. What stage is that on?
That is stage 3. That is the flow trail. That's up at the top of the flow trail. It's like three
Okay.
or four features into the flow trail.
Okay. I don't think I saw that when I was there last year. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of hidden up at the top. If you didn't go like up into the top and then down the flow trail, you wouldn't have seen it. But yeah, it's cool. It's a big 180 berm after that. Yeah, it's a good little spot.
And then last year, a good viewing spot, which is also not too far from the end, was like was it stage 6? It was like a little like drop or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. So it's 50 foot from the parking lot, to get
Yeah.
up into the woods and see everything there. That's where all the action happens. That's probably where some people are going to lose their front tire and crash, and it's a good place to heckle. The
Oh
end of
yeah.
stage 2 is also good, right across from the creek, where the jumps are, and then you come into a finish. There's a tight corner there, and then a couple doubles, so that's a good spot to cheer people on, right by the parking lot as well. And then let's see. Stage 4 is not hard to get to. It's a little hike up. You just got to watch to make sure you don't get hit, but it's not hard to get to. So those are probably, if just your quick and easy, go
Mhm.
see what's going on and come back out
Yeah.
spots. Hmm.
Yeah. I kind of like the setup, like the way it's all lit, like the whole thing's laid out, everything down that valley, and then you kind of go up, come back down. It's not too crazy. You're not like mile. I remember being in Arkansas. I'm like, man, I got like a mile before I even get back to where I need to be.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. After, like, if you park at the camping area or like the triangle spot, like it's definitely far from your car there, but there's places to like stash your stuff, and
mm,
we leave the parking lot open for people, like the local bike shops and the local like development teams to like set up a tent, and usually everybody knows someone on a team or at a bike shop, so it gives you a place to like stash your stuff, kind of make that like hub more of a functioning piece for everybody.
okay.
Yeah, because it is condensed. It's on top of each other for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited to be down there. All right. So, what are you expecting? How many riders are you expecting for Sunday?
Oh, for Sunday only, I'd say like 175 ish, 150 to 175. We're at 214 people now. Um, you know, you got 24 pros signed up in men. We've got 18 U21. We've got this category is going to get split up, but 27, 40 plus guys in the enduro. We're going to split that to 40 to 49 and also 50 plus. Um, and then we got 11 party lappers, so a lot of people trying enduro out. That's which is awesome.
Yeah,
That's what that category is for. Then we got 8 in the men's e-bike, so category's growing a lot. I think there's only 3 or 4 last year. So yeah.
yeah. So the e-bikes, it's kind of like open. There's no set class. It's just like your e-bike.
Yeah, no age groups on that. Just open men e-bike, open women e-bike.
Okay,
Be cool if we could get age categories for it, but it's not there yet.
you'll get there. I think you'll get there for sure. So Duffield. One thing I saw a post. Okay. Anything else about Duffield you kind of want to talk about?
Man, that's the gist of it. If you're coming in again, the parking at the race HQ, which is the trailhead at the bottom, it's very limited, and it's mostly just for staff, bike shops, sponsors, EMS, food trucks, that kind of stuff. So be prepared to, maybe pack a bag of like your goodies so you don't have to go back to the car and try to drop that somewhere over by registration or at a buddy's place that, does get to park up close. Full face recommended, not required. Recommended though. There is a bit of climbing. There's no shuttles. Um, and man, that's pretty much it. If you're here last year, it's pretty similar to that. So just be ready to have a good time.
Yeah. Same food truck vendors. You change it up.
Different food truck vendors. I tried to get our friends with the wood fired pizza, but they just opened a restaurant in E-Town, and they're a little bit short staffed and kind of spread thin, so they couldn't commit to doing the food truck that weekend. However, we did get I believe it's a Black Rock Grill, Blackstone, Black Rock. It's one of the two. Grill. He sets up at Eva Bamman, sets up at short track and the cyclocross races, and an
Uh,
internet drop there.
okay.
So yeah, so food, Black Rock Grill, Blackstone Grill, whatever it is. He's got some awesome food. He's got good menu. It's like burgers and I think he like potato tots and like stuff like that. He'll be there Saturday. Make sure you buy and support him. Don't bring food, just plan to buy it. Um, and then Sunday, we've got a guy from E Town coming up. His name is Franklin. He does burgers, barbecue, chicken, all kinds of good, high calorie, I'm sure, food that you'll be wanting after you race the Enduro. So that'll be a good time. But yeah, plan to support them, for food trucks to be able to come kind of the middle of nowhere where they're not going to get like random
Yeah.
people and they're only going to get the mountain bike community there because it's isolated. It's really
Mhm.
important that we all like show up and support them and make sure it's worth their time and they want to continue to go to mountain bike events and stuff like that.
Do you have it's a Lexington beer, I can't think of it.
West Six, yep, they
Yeah.
plan to be there. Yep,
All right. Yeah, cool.
yep.
All right, man. There was a question I had. I saw someone post about the schedule. Well, you posted the schedule of the whole season, and I think someone was curious. Someone I know, I think you might know him too. They were what races are on the Bluegrass Cup? What's enduro? What's XC type thing?
Yeah, so this weekend is XC and Enduro, and then the next one is Skullbuster, which is XC plus a 6 hour. Weekend or the next one after that is Buffalo Lake, which is XC. After that is Perry County Park in Hazard, Kentucky, which everyone needs to go there. It's so good. I mean, it's even fun for like downhill and enduro racers because of the way the trails are. It's the XC race there feels like you're pedaling an enduro. Like it's
Wow.
amazing. Yeah, it's just like climb up to the top, descend down, climb a little bit, descend down. It's just you get all these rewarding like enduro style sections in the XC course. Anyway, that's a short track and a cross country. Then Green Rivers after that, which will be a cross country. Then the 6 and 12 hours of Capitol View after that in August. Huge event, going to be a great time. Make a team if you don't have a lot of endurance. Make a team of four, and it's an awesome time for you guys. And then finals, Sugar Camp, first weekend of October, and that is cross country and enduro.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sugar Camp, so good. I'll have to check out the other ones. And yeah, I need to check out Fort Duffield just on a not a race weekend, just to kind of check it out.
Yeah.
I've only been there once last year, and I was once again didn't ride. I was kind of media guy. But yeah, it's a fun. It'll be a fun weekend this weekend, and I'm sure all the races will be good. You're growing,
Yeah.
man. You're growing it.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome. It's humbling. It's great to be delivering races to Kentucky at venues that deserve and support racing. It's great to see how many NICA and like high school junior racers are coming up, and like we have a good race series for them to race and not lose interest in the sport and keep continuing to grow in their skill sets and give the family something to do when the high school season's not going on. So it's all good things. We're excited to be able to provide it and keep charging hard to try to make it better and better every year.
Do you have some riders from Lindsey Wilson?
Oh yeah, so Tiago, the guy that won at Sugar Camp, just as I think a hot dog when he did. He's going to be back. He's going to be racing it. We've also got our assistant coach Juan Abadi. He's going to be racing, and then we've got three other riders, two guys and a girl, in addition to that. So we'll have a small crew up there. It's getting ready to be finals week, so a lot of people are trying to be good students and max out that GPA or get that last project done. So not everyone can make it. And then also Supercross in Nashville,
Yeah.
won the battle for some.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. That was kind of weight on my mind, but I'd rather see some good racing. And then
Listen, the replays are better than in person. I'm here
I'm
for it. Replays are better.
1,000%. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I
you
mean,
can't tell
cool.
anything what's going on in the nosebleeds of the race.
I
So
will say we're a little off subject, but the best thing that Supercross did was put the little green lights on the leader if you're at
yeah,
a race. I
yep,
mean,
yep. We're at track. Yeah, that
yeah,
definitely because as soon as you lose them, man, you're they're three teammates deep and you don't know which one's which if you're not got the right seat. So yeah.
yeah. All right, man. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to the weekend. Man, I hope weather holds off. Looks like it might hold up. Gonna be a good weekend.
Yeah, the let's refresh the old national weather page here. 7 a.m. Let's start at 12 a.m. on Saturday morning and see what we got. We've got no wind gust on either day. We've got, it's like 10-mile-an-hour max surface wind, and then the percentage of rain is no more than six, or no, wait, no more than 9%. So that's a pretty good chance. Temperatures between 50 and mid 60s, it looks like, on both days. I
Cool.
don't think it can be better.
No,
So
no.
can't wait.
All right, man. I'll be there still doing some media stuff on Sunday. Definitely see how you're doing, get you on the camera and whatnot. But yeah, thanks for doing this. We'll get this out Friday night, so we can't let anybody know about Secret Stage, and then they'll know about it on Saturday.
Yeah, Justin, man, I appreciate you for having me on again. Can't wait to see you this weekend, and look forward to seeing everybody else there too.
Yeah, man. All right, Josh. I know you're busy. You got to. So what's like the plan leading up? What else you got to do?
Oh Lord, I already started marking the course on Tuesday, putting poles out in the woods tomorrow. I'm going to be up there working on some stuff. Derek's going to be up there. Going to have a few other people with us working on some stuff. Just zip tying pieces of plastic to poles and putting up Shimano tape. That's the name of the game, right? That's how you make a race course and not just a trail system. So yeah, that's the plan for Thursday, Friday, and then when everybody rolls up Friday evening, it should be ready to go and ready to race on Saturday morning, bright and early.
All right. All right, man. Looking forward to see everyone this weekend. Best luck to all the riders, and yeah, for Duffield, get the season started.
Yeah, dude.
All right. Thanks, Josh.
All right, thanks, Justin.